Picture this. Somewhere in the rivers of sub-Saharan Africa, something is watching you. You can't see it, the water is brown, thick with sediment, and perfectly, deceptively still. But waiting just beneath that surface, submerged to the eyes and motionless as a boulder, is a 3,000-pound killer. It's an animal that feels absolutely no hesitation about ending your life.
All right, let's dive right in. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are completely shattering this myth of the bumbling, lazy herbivore that you might see lounging around in a zoo enclosure. We're going to look closely at the data to reveal what the hippopotamus truly is, and that is an ancient, unstoppable biological weapon hiding right in plain sight.
You see, we have this incredibly dangerous assumption, right? We assume a barrel-shaped animal with comical little ears must be slow, lumbering, and give you plenty of time to react. But the lethal reality is vastly different. This human instinct we have to underestimate threats that just don't look like traditional predators is exactly what gets people killed. The hippo is actually the most dangerous large land mammal on Earth. They kill more people in Africa every single year than lions, leopards, or crocodiles. Section 1. Anatomy of a monster. Their deceptive shape completely masks a deadly reality. 30 kilometers per hour. Actually, scratch that. Some estimates even push it closer to 40. The average human, we sprint at about 24 kilometers per hour. You simply can't outrun a hippo on flat ground. You can't outrun one on a riverbank, and you absolutely can't outrun one in shallow water, where, by the way, they don't even swim. They literally push their massive weight off the riverbed to drive themselves forward like a torpedo. But that speed, that's really just the delivery mechanism for the main event. 150 degrees. That is the jaw gape of a hippopotamus. It opens so wide it honestly looks structurally impossible. And inside that massive mouth are canine teeth that can reach 50 centimeters in length. Here's a vital fact you need to understand. Those teeth are not for eating. They're designed entirely, exclusively, for territorial fighting. When those jaws close, they deliver a crushing bite force of 1,800 pounds per square inch. To put that into perspective, imagine the absolute weight of an entire car focused down onto the edge of those massive teeth. 1,800 psi. It's just a rhythmic hammer of dread that completely obliterates whatever it catches. Now compare that to a crocodile. A crocodile actually exerts more psi, sure, but its jaw is a narrow, precision instrument meant to grip and drown its prey. A hippo's jaw is totally different. It is a demolition tool. It's designed to shatter the thick, armored body of another hippo. So when it closes on a human or a wooden boat, it doesn't just bite to hold. It causes absolute structural destruction. It crushes, tosses, and then returns to crush again. Section 2. Evolution without fear. What is truly fascinating here is their evolutionary lineage. Their closest relatives aren't horses or rhinos like their body shape might suggest to us. They're actually whales and dolphins. They are hardwired for an aquatic world where dominance, not flight, is the primary survival strategy. And because absolutely no natural predator pursues a fully grown adult hippo, not lions, not crocodiles, they have evolved with virtually no concept of fear or caution. They have literally never learned to hesitate. Think about typical predators, like a bear or a lion. They'll assess risk. They perform a mental calculation. They posture, they growl, they offer a warning window just to see if a fight is truly worth the calories. Hippos do not perform this calculation. They operate with the absolute confidence of an animal that has never, in its entire evolutionary history, encountered something it couldn't destroy. They go straight to immediate, overwhelming force. And the attack sequence? It happens in a flash. First comes the yawn. Tourists love photographing this, right? Assuming the animal is just bored or sleepy. Let me tell you, it is not yawning. It is issuing a final, fleeting warning. Step 2 is immediate maximum force. The window between that yawn and a committed, unstoppable charge is measured in mere seconds. They do not bluff. The decision to destroy you has already been made. Section 3, Invisible River War Zones. So here is the really crucial point. Hippos are not hunting humans for food, but a dominant male controls a stretch of river up to 250 meters long. Any intrusion into that space, whether it's another hippo, a fisherman waiting at dawn, or just a boat passing through, is processed as a territorial threat that requires immediate elimination. In Mali, back in 2014, a hippo instantly capsized a wooden boat, drowning at least 18 people in a matter of seconds.
Every single year, anywhere from 500 to over 3,000 unrecorded human deaths happen exactly like this across remote river communities. And the danger definitely isn't confined to the water. At night, hippos come ashore to graze, traveling up to 10 kilometers inland on fixed, heavily memorized paths. If you accidentally step between a hippo and its dark path back to the river, you have just placed yourself in one of the most dangerous positions on Earth. In 2018, a highly experienced safari guide named Paul Tempo was killed in Zambia when a hippo emerged from the dark bush and charged without any warning. He knew the area, but the animal moved with a speed that left absolutely no time to respond. Section 4. The Silent Attack. Just listen to this incredibly chilling testimony from a survivor of a 2005 attack in Uganda. No growl, no splash, just stillness and then violence. The water was perfectly calm. The animals surfaced alongside her boat without a single sound and struck within a second of surfacing, completely crushing the hull. You know, we humans rely so heavily on reading danger signals to survive, but the hippo entirely skips those warning stages. That's what makes them so uniquely terrifying.
And operating right beneath that terrifying silence is a highly unsettling intelligence. Hippos actually have a complex social memory. They recognize individual boats, specific engine sounds, and even humans over long periods of time. If a hippo has been startled or harassed near a specific location, it returns to that exact spot with a significantly heightened aggression threshold. They deploy targeted, hostile strategies against those specific vessels. They adapt and they remember.
Yet for all its power, this ancient monster is also a dying one. There are only about 115,000 to 130,000 left in the wild today. Their populations have declined by 20% over the last decade, driven by habitat loss, terrible droughts, and the illegal black market trade for their massive ivory canine teeth. But we have to understand that this decline only means they're fiercely, violently defending a rapidly shrinking domain.
Which leaves us with this final, genuinely haunting reality. The hippo is not some creature out on the icy edge of the world. It lives right in the vital rivers that human communities depend on every single day. And it absolutely refuses to share. So I leave you with this question to ponder. As you cross the dark water tonight, will you see what's waiting just below the surface?